Tigers fans, and welcome to the Tuesday, January 17th edition of the CC Hockey Show. My name is Brian Gomez, and I cover Colorado College for the Colorado Springs Gazette. Coming to you tonight, just wanted to tell you about some big news today. Jeff Collett has been moved up to the top line right wing spot. That was a spot that was originally occupied by William Rapuzzi earlier in the season, and actually Scott Winkler had that spot to start the season. Archie Skalbeck had played up there when James Schwartz was at World Juniors, and Dakota Evelyn most recently had that position in a split this last weekend against St. Cloud State. But CC going with a full practice today after sort of a lightened workout yesterday, and Jeff Collett is up there now with James Schwartz still on the left wing and Ryland Schwartz still at center. Jaden has been taking more of the face-off, and it's sort of fueling speculation that maybe it's a precursor to a move to Jaden at center, where he's more of a distributor, and I think he naturally is a distributor, even at that left wing spot. But going back to Collett, I like the move. Scott Owens had hinted at it yesterday when I spoke with him, and CC really doesn't have a lot of options there. I mean, you look at the numbers. Scott Winkler is really the only argument that can be made, and it was definitely made on the CC Hockey Facebook page, and a valid argument for sure. I mean, Scott got 21 points, 6 goals on the year, and he's definitely been producing. But I think that Owen likes the consistency of that second line with Krushelinski on the left wing and Dineen at center, and that's what they rolled out today for their second unit there. The third line, Dakota Evelyn dropped down to the left wing spot on that third line with David Sivitry still at center and William Rapuzzi there on the right wing. Rapuzzi only has 3 goals. Archie Skalbeck was up there at the left wing spot when Jaden was at Junior Worlds, and when Rapuzzi still had the right wing spot with Ryland at center, and he's only got 1 goal. Collett, he's only a sophomore, but he's scored 4 times this year. He's played in 18 games. I think he's a kid that's reliable, and a kid that can probably create maybe a little bit more than Dakota did this last weekend against St. Cloud State. So definitely something to look forward to going into this series at Minnesota this weekend. It's going to be a tough series for the Tigers, no doubt. And today's practice was actually one of the more productive that I can remember in a while. They went for a good 2 hours. I mean, they even brought the Zamboni out about an hour in and took a little breather and got the ice back in shape, and then went at it hard again. And I think today you really saw Scott Owens being more vocal than before. If you've ever been to practice, you can tell that Joe Bonnet is really the voice of practice, and not to say that Scott doesn't do any coaching during practice, because he does, and Eric Root does as well when he's there. But Scott was really vocal, and he talked yesterday about in yesterday's episode about trying to basically say, hey, we're gonna do things my way. I mean, he's still a player's coach, and it's still the players' team. But hey, if they're not executing the systems, they're gonna dumb down the systems to the point that they can execute them, so that they have a larger margin for error, especially going into a rowdy venue like Mariucci this weekend. And Owens kind of even had a little bit of a 3-minute heart-to-heart with the whole team during practice. He just stopped practice and said, hey, you guys, you can't be lazy anymore. You have to move your feet, and you have to be aggressive. And our systems and our forechecking is what he said, and it only works if you're buying into it and if you're 100% committed to it. If you're just kind of going through the motions, then the same things are going to keep on happening. And he really stressed about Minnesota being a skating team and a skilled team, and how CC really needs to have better positioning. I think they've positioned themselves to score goals, but the spacing is what's kind of been off, and they've just been too condensed. They've gotten into the scoring areas, but they've had too many bodies in too small of a space. And he talked about that. And Joe Bonnet really stressed just trying to make the nice, easy, simple plays. Those were his words today during practice in terms of passing and in terms of stick work. Make the short, precise pass rather than the long, loopy pass, that has a better chance to get intercepted, a better chance for a turnover there. And, they worked on the power play. They did some penalty kill work. They did a little bit of face-off work. Just a lot of individual attention, a lot of coaching. The coaches were intense, but I don't think they were over the top, and they were serious and they were stern, but I don't think that they were trying to beat people down, because this is still a team that's in third place in the WCHA, and a team that still has all its goals in front of them, a team that's still positioned for home ice right now, and they want to make sure that the guys are still buying into it, but also get them to understand that, hey, we have to do things a certain way around here. Speaking of that, I talked to Nick Dineen, the Tigers captain and center, before practice, just about some of those things. And here's about a 3.5-minute segment, just Nick's thoughts on the team struggles and kind of what he has to do as a captain to get the ship righted.
Is your job more amplified, I guess, is what I'm... Yeah, absolutely. I think there's definitely added pressure. Yeah. Maybe most of it's probably just that I put on myself. Yeah. But I think at the same time, the younger guys on the team look up to the leaders to show them what to do when times are tough. Yeah. And we need to figure out, what's best for us right now and what we need to do to get everyone motivated and playing well. Yeah. What do you try to be more vocal, or do you change anything the way you're doing stuff, or is it just kind of hammering home, what you've been saying all year? Well, I'm kind of I try and lead by example, but I think at times like these I need to be a little bit more vocal. Okay. Kind of rally the guys a little bit better than I have been in the last couple of weeks. Yeah. Do you feel like that you guys, that there's still that buy-in into the systems and into what coaches are preaching, that guys still believe that what you have in place can work, it's just more of a matter of execution rather than something fundamentally wrong with the systems. Yeah, absolutely. I think our systems are fine. Yeah. But it comes down to execution. We're not executing our systems the way we should be, and even when we do, we're not putting the puck in the back of the net like we were earlier in the year. Yeah. Do you feel like is that just a game night thing? Because I mean, more better than I do. I just see it from an outside, but it seems like you guys come to work every day and you're serious. I mean, you guys are a fun group and you guys are jokesters, but it seems like it's not like you're just going through the motions in practice, Yeah. I don't think it's necessarily a game night thing. You can't just flick a switch at this level. But, yeah. It's something that we have to keep getting better at practice. We've been practicing pretty hard, but we need to take it up a notch here towards the end of the year. Do you hold any? I know you guys have regular meetings, but do you hold any players only meetings, or do you do anything that anything like that to try to hammer home that message more? Yeah, absolutely. We meet as players, a couple times a month, but so it's ordinary. Yeah. Right now, it's just the message isn't sticking for more than a week or a game or something like that. Yeah. And that's our problem right now. Is we'll have a player meeting or a team meeting, and we come out, we play the next game well, but then if that's a Friday night game and then the Saturday night game, we're back to not playing very well. And so we got to figure out something that's going to work. Just last thing, do you feel like I know you said you can't just flip the switch, but do you feel like you guys can have a good weekend and just kind of get that momentum back, that the problems can kind of be past you, that you can and it's not like you guys are in a bad spot, but you feel like you can kind of get back to that higher level? Yeah, absolutely. It's a game of momentum, and that goes within a game and within weeks. the team with the momentum wins. So if we can capture, that this weekend, I think we'll be in a good spot.
That was Tigers captain Nick Dineen talking about CC trying to regroup this weekend at Minnesota Gophers, number 4 in the country right now. They've beaten CC 7 of the last 8 times at Mariucci Arena. Definitely going to be a tough weekend for the Tigers. They've struggled. They've only won twice since the holiday break. I don't have to remind you of that. But they still control their own. They still control their own destiny in a sense. I mean, they're 4 points back in the WCHA behind Minnesota and Minnesota Duluth. Duluth is almost unstoppable right now, but they're 4 points back, and they have a total of 4 games against both of those teams. On the flip side, they also have games against teams like Denver and Omaha, who aren't that far behind them in the standings, and they've got that tricky trip to Bemidji next month. So there's still a lot of season left to be played. 12 WCHA games, and the fight for home ice is certainly going to heat up. And going into this weekend, I think CC's going to have to be on their game to even get a split with the way that they've been playing lately and the momentum that Minnesota has coming off of a 6-2 win over North Dakota on Saturday. But it's a team that has played okay on the road in stretches. It's a team that has scored a lot of goals, even though they may not have been rewarded with victories on the road. But I think it's a team that is capable of going into Mariucci and representing well. And Scott Owens talked about it over the weekend. They've had 6 games in a row here, maybe getting back to Minnesota, maybe getting back in front of friends and family, getting away from this thing for a while is really the best thing for them. That's about all I had for tonight. Make sure to check back on the CC Hockey Show later in the week. I talked with Gabe Gensel today just about him facing his dad, Mike, an assistant coach with the Gophers, and I'll play that interview for you on an episode later this week. I also talked with Frank Serratori yesterday, the Falcons coach, just about the possibility of playing CC twice instead of just a single game, making it a series in the future. It's something that he's definitely open to, and it's something that's a pretty good topic of discussion. So make sure to check back with us, and also check out the CC Hockey main page on Gazette.com. The Eye of the Tigers blog, as always, will have continuous updated information throughout the week as we get closer to Minneapolis. And definitely check me out on Twitter. @Gazette Hockey is my handle. You can hit me up on Facebook, or you can shoot me an email. Thanks a lot for listening, and have a good night.